Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Thank y'all for being here. I see a few people here early. You like the video, subscribe. Thank y'all. Okay, so we're going to be talking about manifesting with imagination because I know a lot of y'all want to manifest, but you don't have certain techniques. You may not have time to, sit there and concentrate on writing down or manifesting, whatever. So, a quick way to do this, like an easy way to do this when you're just, waiting around or driving or in between doing whatever you're doing, is to use your imagination and just imagine what it is that you want and see yourself with it or there or whatever. And just imagine what what are you going to be doing? What are you going to be wearing? What are you going to be um, saying? So you just imagine yourself with what you have already and put it into a vision. So almost like a memory of it versus a vision. So it's like you're going to be remembering what has already occurred, but you're basically using your imagination to create in your mind, which is where all things start, what you want. So look at it like a memory. Because if something is a memory, it means it's already has happened. And if it already has happened, that means you got it. And if you already got it, that means you can remember it, which is what you're doing. And so past, present, and future, they don't exist separately on higher dimensions. And that's where you're going to be manifesting from because that's where your higher self is. So make sure if you are, manifesting, do it as if you're remembering whatever it is that you're trying to bring into this reality. Okay. It's a quick and really good technique that works really fast, and it also will start making your mind, move in certain positions and create certain ideas that are going to get you there faster. You may not even realize what you're doing until it's halfway there, and then it'll click like, oh my goodness, this is what's happening. I'm going into what I've manifested, you know. So a lot of people don't realize that if you work backwards, you get there faster. Okay. Um, that's a great way to think about it. Yeah. So if you get there faster, then there's no, there's less waiting, there's less time to doubt. And when you get there, it's like you're not going to feel as if you don't deserve it. You're not going to feel as if, you know, um, this, and that, because you've already put it in your mind that it already happened and it was a memory. So you know you do deserve it. So you really won't self sabotage in that way. So that's why you really got to make sure that you're making, this a memory instead of a wish, or like, oh, I want, or this and that, because it means you don't have it, and you never had it, and you may never have it, so memory. Remember the time, like remember. Thank you, Matt. Titan Sprinkle Sprinkle, I appreciate it. Thank you. um I so yeah, we got to make sure that all the things that we're quote unquote manifesting or remembering, they are aligned with what is going on in our lives, like what we really want. um and make sure that when you do this, um that it's lining up with what is best for you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can manifest something that's not good, and either way, you're going to get it. Just like if you keep imagining the worst of the worst situations, um, that's what you're going to bring in. So make sure whatever you're doing is going to be something beneficial to you. Okay. Because some people do this and they don't even realize it. They just um, continuously worry about certain things and visualize the worst of the worst, and then their life gets worse and worse. So you don't want to do this the backwards way, in the negative way. You don't want to do the backwards negative way. You want to do it in a positive way, so that whatever manifests will be something that you're going to enjoy and appreciate. Hmm. What if I don't even know what to manifest? Then maybe you can manifest an idea on what you want to manifest. you know, I think sometimes, to manifest, to know what you want, know what I want in life. Um, so make sure, because you can manifest pretty much anything. It doesn't have to be something that you can touch. It could be a feeling. It could be um, an idea. It could be something. What it okay? Doesn't have to be physical. Thank you. Let me see. Aquarius moon. Yes, I remember when it works. Yep. Makes me feel amazing. Okay. No, I remember. Okay. You can use you can use several different things. I am, I have, I remember, um, da 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 da. But I think use them interchangeably, because remember, past, present, and future don't exist. So you can use all of them. Um, and if you're using all of them, then you're using what your mind is deeming, past, present, and future, and you just combine them all together. Like, I am remembering when I have, you see, you're just going to combine them all together. I am remembering when I have to go drive my new car. You know what I'm saying? So if you combine them all and actually think about it, then you're going to make it come to you into this reality faster, because you're vibrating that frequency of already experience. You already have experienced it. So if you've already experienced something, you're going to vibrate on that frequency of already having experienced it, which means you have it already, or you have access to it, or that's what it is. So um yeah, tomorrow's my birthday, y'all. And once you manifest in whatever you're wanting, or whatever you manifest, it comes into this reality, you're going to treat it like you've always known that it was you know yours. You That's how you're going to treat it. You're not going to treat it like it's some marvel, or like, oh my goodness. You're just going to treat it like it was always there, like it was always yours, and that it was, you always knew an A, B, C, and D. Like, I already knew that. I already know that, da, da, da. Because that way, if you already know something, you don't have to work. Then you don't put in motion, oh, how do I keep this? Is this really real? Is this, did I really do that? You don't doubt. You're not going to start doubting what's in front of your face, which is weird. Or if you are able to keep what's in front of your face, because at that point, you're going to start, manifesting in reverse by driving it away with those doubts. Thank you, Mona. Sprinkle, sprinkle. This is brilliant. Happy birthday. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, sprinkle, sprinkle. So, once you do that, it's going to be like, and sometimes I realize that sometimes this can scare people if their manifestation is very powerful. It can scare you sometimes into stopping, because it's just like, oh my goodness, you know, and you feel as if, okay, maybe it's just coincidence, but then you remember you don't believe in coincidence, and there you go. So a lot of people that manifest very, well, they don't tend to manifest a lot unless they really feel like it's time. That's how I feel about it. Because they know they can get it, so they're not going to abuse it, or they're not going to just, use it to do everything. So that's how I feel about having powerful manifestation skills. One of the techniques you learned from me, you learned writing your feet. I remember those videos. Yeah, that way works too. But like I'm saying, like if you don't have time to write and you're just driving and you want to work on it, visualize it as a memory. Like um, as if you're looking at an old photo album, or flipping through your phones of old photos. I mean, that might even be easy if you can't really get into the vision itself. If you have trouble using your imagination, instead of like making the vision happen in your mind, just pretend you're looking at old photos of the memories that you had when you got what you wanted. That's even easier. I mean, you can even create that by taking pictures of it and flipping through your phone literally as if they're memories, putting dates on them, or whatever, photoshopping, do whatever you got to do, whatever helps you. But visualizing is going to make it easier, because let's just say, for example, if it's um, I don't know, I guess so. I'll just use an example of, if it's something that you really wanted for a long time, um, then you're going to feel as if you have it. You're going to walk and talk like as if you have it. And after that, it's a memory pretty much. So that's what it's going to, manifest as a memory, which means it's already happened. So the universe has to catch up with itself, but time doesn't exist. So then, therefore, you're going to get it. That's how you get rid of the doubt. That's how you get rid of the doubt. And I feel this way because it's all about perspective. And remember when I was talking about the perspective um, in my video, when I talked about third eye opening? The perspective from one point of view is not the reality from other points of view. So the perspective you may be looking at right now is simply in the third dimension, in the present. But if you were looking from fourth, fifth, or sixth dimension, from where time does not exist, you're going to see exactly what you manifested in reality, because you're seeing it from a higher perspective where time does not exist. And if you already manifested it and vibrated in the frequency of having it, you have it, period. Thank you. So remember, there's not just 3D beings, they're not just third dimensional, you know, um, material things. It goes way out. The perspective goes way out. And so does your perspective, because this is not like, this form is not the only perspective you have. Because okay, y'all know I used to be a mortician, right? So when the energy leaves your body, When your consciousness leaves your body, where is your mind? Your mind is not your brain. So where is your mind? If you can see yourself, then and you can see if you can see yourself and you can see your brain on a scanner or something like that. If you understand and you perceive yourself, how are you not somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? So if a car can perceive itself, is it a car or is it a consciousness? Think about it. If a car is aware of itself, is it a machine or is it a being? So if you're aware of yourself, you're not a body. You're not even a brain. You're a mind, and your mind is somewhere else. And it's on a different dimension, and it's all part of something else way bigger. So you already know, but your third dimensional body and brain has not experienced it yet, as far as your third dimensional self is concerned. Okay. So that's why I'm saying, remember that it already happened. Okay. And a lot of people will ask you certain questions. I'm too sharp for a lot of stuff because, I know some stuff. So, people try to be slick, but they can't really be too slick with me because I'm aware. Thank you, Shannon Sprinkle Sprinkle. She sent me Cash App. Thank you, girl. um. So whatever you're going to visualize, make sure that's what you really want. And when you're visualizing, if you're really good at this, make sure to also include all the senses that you can. Make sure you include touch, taste, smell, how you feel before, how you feel during, and how you feel after whatever it is that you're manifesting, and experience it within your vision. Have the experience already. Experience it in your mind, because that's where it starts. That's where it starts. It's the circle and it's the beginning, and it's the beginning and the end what you're doing. See, you're starting it so you can get to it. You understand? This is like the paradox. Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm getting out my board. So I'm going to show you your visualization. You're manifesting. Okay, so here is what you want. This is what you want, right? So you're going to start visualizing it. You're going to have an experience. You're going to visualize whatever it is that you want or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then when you get right here, this is the beginning and this is the end, right, of the visualization. But this is the visualization. So that means the start and the finish represents what you want. It's right here. When you get right here is when you have it. So what you're doing is visualizing it, right? But if you visualize it as a memory, this is what you do. You see, you start from the end as a memory and you come back over here, which means you already visualized it, which means you already got it, which means you remember it. You see? And that's it. It's like instead of visualizing it, first remember it. Then you come all the way back around into then you remember when you visualized it, and then there you have it. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. And every time you have whatever you want to manifest, visualize a different vision so that you can have several experiences with whatever you choose. Because you can't just keep manifesting the same memory, the same day, the same whatever, because that means you only attain that for one day. Does that mean you die tomorrow? I mean, so what's the next day like? What's day 3 of having what you want? What's day 4 of having what you want? I think this is how that WandaVision thing started. Okay, y'all know WandaVision? This is how WandaVision started, okay? Wanda's vision. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Until it created itself. She even brought people back from the dead, okay? So this is WandaVision. Literally. What that is like you're taking the power of your mind and working in this direction and that direction day after day until you start to create a reality. You see? So if you start to create this reality in your own mind and you're using this technique of remembering it, that's why the reruns, that's why the old sitcoms, because they're old and she remembers them and she can maybe her imagination wasn't super great, so she referenced TV shows versus making up something. Okay, so she's going to reference TV shows as memories, but she's going to replace the characters with the characters that she wants. So here we go. And then day after day, new realities, new days, new visions, more and more and more. And so this looks like an onion, right? So the layers keep building on this reality and it becomes a real world. You see, because eventually it's going to entangle itself into its own reality. So this is how you manifest. Do you remember when she found, okay, I don't want to put spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, close your ears real quick. So you remember the dude, the vision guy, this was taken out of him, like right here. And he was quote unquote going to be like made into parts or something. So this right here, this was taken out of him. And what she did, she wanted him back, right? So she remembered him like Isis did to Osiris. She remembered him how he was and recreated him because she remembered what he was like, and she remembered what him and her had in A, B, C, and D, and how that they were always, themselves, and they created the child. Horus, hours, time. Remember the time. Okay. It's always going to go back to Michael Jackson. I don't know why you even think it's not. So WandaVision, it's a series and it's on Disney Plus, but you'll like it. It's Marvel, actually. I didn't think it was Marvel until I sat down and watched it, and then the Marvel started coming out. Y'all know Marvel, you'd be telling the truth. So, so it's like this story, and it's creating a child, which is its own reality, a new world, and a new time, and then like, I don't want to give spoiler alerts, but y'all can watch the show. I haven't even finished it. I'm just watching. Oh, y'all, my little thing is peeking through. I'm just watching some of the episodes. I haven't gotten super far in it, but I've gotten to where the neighbor reveals who she is. Okay, that's all I'll say. Um, let me erase all of this. So this is how you manifest and get what you want for real. I'm trying to tell you. That's why they put this whole series out, so that okay, here's the thing. All that we're missing is knowledge. Literally. That's all we're missing. Nothing else. Knowledge. Techniques. If everyone had this ability, which is everyone had this knowledge and used this technique, it will only be a matter of time before everyone was living the life that they wanted in their own, reality. Yep, Calvin, you like that show too? So I was very impressed with the show. First, I was like, the first 2 episodes, I was like, what is this? But then it started getting good, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Interesting. A lot of things that we talk about on this channel are in that show. You gonna check it out? Okay. Where do I find the time to do all this stuff? What time? Time I'm talking about. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I look different. I always look different. And you haven't realized that by now? Look, I always look different. So knowledge and techniques are all we're missing. That's all that stands in the way of us having what we want. That's it. But, okay, y'all remember what happened though. Spoiler alert coming. So Vision, the guy in WandaVision, who she made her husband. Yeah, his name was Vision. I'm going to write WandaVision up here so y'all know what I'm talking about in case I hold the board up. He started to figure it out. Like, he started asking all these questions like, something's not right, He started to figure out that this was not the reality that he remembered, and that she had did something, right? So his consciousness was in quantum entangled with her consciousness, because they would always talk when she was, I guess, in the Marvel facility. I don't know what they called it. So they exchanged a lot of information. They got to know each other. They exchanged energies, plasmas or whatever you want to call it. They exchanged a lot of information and energy. So they were quantum entangled with each other. So that's why he was able to have some type of consciousness, because she had brought him with her when she created her own reality. So that's quantum physics, basically. And so he started realizing that something was off. Something was off. And so did the other people, like they were being controlled, because the reality that she created, she used other people in her vision, and she, used them in her vision, and they may not have been on board with what she wanted. They may not want to be in that reality, but she put them there in her vision. And that's as far as I kind of gotten, where the next door neighbor is trying to figure out when it all started, because now she has to, I haven't watched past that, but I'm gonna guess now she has to do the same thing and undo all this, untangle it. But I don't know, I'll see, I guess. But what happens is, this is why a lot of people say you can't manifest someone into your life. You can't manifest someone there if they don't want to be there, because they may come, but there's going to be something in their mind screaming, like from the sunken place. something's not right. I'm not supposed to be here. Something is off. And there's going to be that underlying little voice that's saying, I don't like this. I don't like this. And then once that starts happening, that's when you start having the issue. So this is why I say, if you're going to manifest something, make sure it's what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if it's not something that's best for you, that also means best interest. You know, if you're trying to manifest your future wife or future husband, or, you know, crush at high school or wherever, college, work, whatever, and that person is not, and that person is not someone that would be with you, or someone that won't respond to you naturally, like naturally, without you having to do all of this, then you might not want to, you know, manifest them, because there's always going to be that underlying, you know, weird feeling within them. So what you have to do is find someone that is naturally into you, and then bring that into further existence. You know what I'm saying? Further existence. Because a lot of us have this problem with um reaching too high on a shelf, trying to get something, and then it falls on top of us. You know? So we had to be careful. You said give it a little nudge, right? I know y'all got that from Practical Magic, right? I remember that scene. Yeah, you can't it's almost like kidnapping in a way. It's like, y'all know how to say that everything is code, and when they talk about certain things are code. It's almost like kidnapping or trafficking, you know, people into your reality that don't want to be there. So make sure that's where they want to be. Like, if you can really get them to um if you can really get someone naturally already, but you know, like, who said that needs a nudge or whatever, then that's what it is. It's a knowing instead of a maybe or a yes or what if, you know. um she said she trafficked them for real. She sure did. She trafficked the whole town. Hmm. So in astrology, progressed time is past time brought up to the present time to see the future. Cool. I didn't know that. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, what a nudge, because they have fears of speaking up, right? Right. And also depends, like, there's so much into this. Like, this goes deep. Like, if I could do a whole series on this, because I live in my imagination, literally. I could do a whole series on this, but sometimes I don't think people um kind of really get what I'm saying, because a lot of people aren't as imaginative. So that's why I kind of have this little whiteboard kind of explain it. So um I guess maybe if somebody gave me an example of something that they wanted to manifest, I could kind of draw it out and see how I would visualize or remember. So somebody give me one. What do y'all want to manifest? Or who or what or whatever? I'm gonna blow this up. I have to like see it real good. Okay. A car. Everybody wants a car. That's easy. Getting a car is easy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Leaving a relationship, getting a car. 1 million subscribers on YouTube. New location. Okay. A home. Da, 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 da. Okay, so here's the thing. Let me start off. If y'all have watched WandaVision, she did not start off with a whole town. Okay, so I'm going to do all of these. Let's just start with the easiest one. A home, a car, someone says a husband, financial freedom. Okay, so she didn't start off with a whole town, right? She didn't start off with a whole town. Wanda, what did she start off with? Nothing. She had lost everything. She didn't start off with nothing. She didn't have that. She had to work her way up to the whole town, right? So in order to do that, she got mad. So she had to emote. She had to get angry. She had to get motivated. And she had to do what? Take action. I'm trying to tell y'all. She had to take action. She walked into that building to get, I guess, what's his name? Vision, his body. She walked into the building and got his body, girl. She took his body. She bodied him. She took his whole body. She got his body. And then she went to like this little empty town. So first she got the body, then she went to the town, which was empty. Okay. But she went step by step, by step by step. She built it. She started from that old black and white TV series from the 50s or 60s or whatever. And she built upon it. Then there was like a spot of color in it. And it wasn't all at once. She had to work. Okay. It wasn't easy, but she did it. Every episode was a new decade or whatnot, right? But do you see how it happened fast? Like her kids grew up quick, super quick, or her hairstyle changed because it went from the 60s to the 70s. That's how manifestation works. It doesn't work instantly like that. It works in time because we live in 3D, and the world that she created was still three-dimensional, so it had to make sense. Okay, so you can't say I want to manifest a husband, but you're right here and you haven't even gone out of your house. So how you gonna get to the husband if you don't leave your house? Is he gonna deliver your pizza? Because he's gonna be dusty. Okay. So how you gonna meet him? First step, leave house. Yay. Put you some makeup on. Get your hair did, Put your nice heels on. Go walk around, footprints, walk around, be seen. Okay, go where some people are, where there's men. You see? So you over here manifesting husband. Husband way over here. How you gonna get husband? Gotta get out. Why? Because unless you want the pizza delivery man, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? So you gotta put in effort. It goes in steps, but it will happen quick and fast if you're on the path and your intention is there and you know what it is. You know that it's coming. Yeah, I got you feeling stupid. But it's true. I mean, you don't, even if you're like doing spells or something, you still got to gather the ingredients. Oh, I need a candle, some herbs, some oil. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to say, it just don't pop up. You still have to take steps. That's what everything is. Discipline, because you have to do the work. Magic is like that work being materialized. Okay. All the stuff that you've been working towards suddenly materialize it super quick because you've been working towards it and you've been envisioning it. So, you said, don't forget to mention that when you decide what you want, you'll get ideas to do things to get. Yeah, that's true. Aquarius moon, that's right. Like ideas will start coming to also improve your manifestation process. So let's say you didn't have a good process or a good vision, but you started the vision or you started the memory of manifesting what you want, right? Well, just by starting it, along the way, you're going to get some help. Like, so here's the start. Just by starting it along the way, you're going to get some help, an idea, right? And this idea, instead of getting you this far, is now going to get you this far versus this far or this far or this far. Then you have to pause, and you start manifesting or visualizing. You're going to get here, and here comes an idea, which is going to push you to push you here versus here, and then maybe you'll get another idea right here, which is going to push you all the way here, right? And then here you are again. Now, let's say you get an idea right here. Well, it's going to push you all the way back here to another idea to make this manifestation even better. This is how people grow millions of dollars. My first million. Okay, well, how do I make my second million? Then it just keeps going. Like once you start making money, it's hard to stop because you're in that frequency. This is that frequency. Once you get this idea, it turns into this idea, which turns into this idea, which turns into this idea, which turns into this idea. And then you're going like this, and then like this. And you keep hitting that mark, million, or thousand, depending on where you are financially. And then once you, like, a lot of people are here at the thousands. Once you keep making thousands and thousands, this is when you start manifesting millions. Okay, well, if I can make thousand upon thousand, then that means I can make a million. So it's phases. It's phases. And each time you manifest, it gets faster and stronger. And remember on WandaVision, when she wasn't even consciously creating that reality, it started creating itself. She's like, I don't remember doing that, because of her subconscious mind, or the new reality started creating itself. So this is how money makes itself. You know how to say make money, make money? Money will start making itself, and you won't even realize. You'll be like, what? I don't remember doing that. Oh, well, nice, nice. But it's all you still, because you started it. You started it. Got to be starting something. And so once you start, as long as you keep in that path, you're creating that new reality, and you're getting everything you manifested. What steps could we take to manifest healing from an illness? Remembering when you didn't have the illness, or remembering when you got over the illness. It's like, remember when you got over the illness. That's how you're going to manifest that. So you got illness, start here the same way. So here's what: no illness. You don't want any illness, right? So you would start in reverse. You're going to remember the day that you no longer have the illness, and you're going to come back to the start when you manifested that. I remember when I manifested to not have illness, and it went away. I remember I have no illness, and because I manifested, it went away. See? So you work in reverse. Whatever you're going to feel like when your illness leaves, or when you get the news, or whatever, this is where you need to start the memory. What are you wearing? How are you going to celebrate? Who are you with? What shirt do you have on? What shoes do you have on? What is it? What are the sounds around you? How do you feel about the news? Did you always feel that this was going to happen? What did the doctor say? What did your family say? Da 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 da. So this is where you're going to start. And so as long as you keep visualizing this over and over, what are you going to do on day 2 of no illness? What are we doing day 2? Where are we going? Vegas? Okay. So we plan your trip in your mind. Okay. Create the whole next 2 weeks if you have to. Every day, create a new day of how it is with no illness, and create as a memory. And always link it back to, I remember when I manifested, and I remember when I had no more illness. So you work backwards. Okay. Rewind the time, baby. Rewind the time. Okay. But you're creating as you rewind. Remember that. You know how they used to have backmasking on albums, and you try to hear words in them that were forward? It's the same thing. Oh, I know it's a hidden message there. I got to see what it is. So I'm going to go back mask on this album and see what they're saying. It's the same thing. And then you start writing down the words. So what have you done? The same exact thing. Exact thing. All you're going to do is back mask, basically. If the world is impure, you too must become impure. What? Okay. So I guess a lot of you guys probably have some fun visualizing and remembering to do. If you have trouble using your imagination or your visuals, read books, because they use very descriptive words, and it will help you develop the picture in your mind. And so if you have problems with imagining things, read. I know a lot of people have issues with imagination because a lot of people don't read anymore. They don't read. They're given the vision. Like you're given a vision on a television screen or a computer screen. You can't make one in your mind anymore. And this is handicapping people because people don't read anymore. So start reading more books. Visual, imaginative visions come from descriptive words. Okay. Or even audiobooks if you don't want to read. Even audiobooks will help you. So let's say you're listening to an audiobook and they're describing something very descriptive. Your mind is going to visualize that. So even if you have problems, you can make your own recorded memory. Get your phone out and start recording your voice and describe it, and then listen to it over and do it again the next day, and whatever. People have to invest in themselves. People have to invest in their visions. People have to, it may seem silly. You may feel weird for doing it, but I bet you it's going to pay off. And when you go back to delete all those things that you did on your phone, you're going to probably have what you were manifesting. So you can be like, oh, I can delete this now because I already got it. And then once you do that, it's like, wow, this really works. I'm going to do it again with something else. You'd be surprised at what you can accomplish by using your imagination. I promise you. Instead of living in someone else's vision, create your own. Change the story, change the narrative, create the life you want within this one by using these techniques, because that's how this world was created. if you think about it, in the beginning, you remember the Genesis story? Let there be light. Boom, vision. And on the first day, God created the A, B, C, and D. And he saw that it was good. On the second day, not all at once in a snap, but in days. Okay. And when you create upon top, when you visualize and create upon another day and another day, you're creating a reality. Okay. You're creating a world. You're creating a new, thing. And that's what we are. We're creators, but we don't put the puzzle together. We feel like we're creation, but we're creators as well. It's even in the Bible, it says God made man in his image, in his imagination. God made man in his imagination, in his image, in his body, in his imagination, in his mind. So why can't we do the same? We can. Thank you, Crystal. Can you please decode the beach? Beach, beach, let's go get away. They say what they're gonna say. The beach is basically right. It's symbolic for almost out to the cosmos. The ocean would be the cosmos. The beach would be like the ionosphere before you get to the cosmos. So it's code for that. Okay. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what it's code for. So if you keep seeing the beach, that's what it means. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You ain't out, but you there. You can see it. You can see the ocean. But maybe you can't swim. Maybe you need some type of ship or something. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said you had a girl. I don't. You work. Mermaid teens. You ain't slick. You still ain't slick. You ain't slick enough for me, baby. Poor. But I get you. I mean, you tried. But thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. And see, this is another like little suggestion, for most people, they get lazy, or they take a rest, or they get distracted. Distraction is the issue here. Distraction is the issue. Okay, so think about this. If this world was created in an imagination, look what's happening in this world right now. Look at this world. Somebody got distracted and just left. Okay. Look, it's like, you know what? I manifested this wonderful world and then it got messed up. So I'm on to the next. And so this reality does not cease to exist. It still exists. And all of a sudden, I think someone realized that, okay, you know what? This reality is weird. There's nobody creating anything else. We only get to a certain point and then somebody got to take control. Well, I guess we're gonna have to take control. Why? Because Someone's been distracted and they're on to the next. So now we're left here and we have to figure this out. And like, you know what? The only way to escape this, which was abandoned, is to create our own. I know that's crazy, right? But that's what it is. People will try to control this, but they can never create it. They can't recreate this because it was done outside of their mind. They can't recreate this. They can create their own. But you have so many people trying to recreate this. That's the distraction. You know, all those people that are trying to run this world and do, this ain't it because it was abandoned. The orphanage. We're the orphans. It's a hard knock life for us. Okay. And, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Are you okay? You've been hit by a smooth criminal. Because, never mind. I'm going to let y'all figure that out. It's going to be crazy. Wait till y'all hear the rest of it. Anyway. I'll save that because that needs to be saved. Okay. Y'all ain't ready for all of that. Okay, so everybody wants to rule the world. Right. I can't tell y'all yet. Y'all got to get to this point first. Y'all got to start doing this stuff first. Yeah. Okay. I got to get to the mental side of it first. So now that we realize that we have to start creating our own. Like, I don't want to rule this world. It's messed up. I didn't create this. This is not my creation. I'm a good result of it though. Like, thank you. You did good when you made me and a couple of other people, but I got to go do my own. I can do better. I think I can do better. Is that arrogant? But if you learn from the mistakes of others before you, then you can do better. Isn't that what it's all about? Learning it, doing better, seeing where everything went wrong. When did everything go wrong? In the story of the Bible. When did everything go wrong? Or in ancient Kemet, when did everything go wrong? When did it go wrong? Come on. When did it go wrong? Somebody has to say it. When did everything go wrong? What happened? What was the frequency that made everything start messing up and going wrong? You said knowledge? Was it knowledge? Are you sure it was knowledge? Knowledge of what? Think about ancient Kemet. You had Isis, Osiris, Osat, and Osar, right? When did it go wrong with them? Oh, you had Set too. So what happened? Do y'all know the story? Set. What happened? What happened with Set? Mm-hmm. Set killed Osiris Why did he kill him? Why he killed him? Why did he kill Osiris? That's that jealousy. Don't you come for me? Y'all know the Beyonce song from the Lion King soundtrack? Jealousy. Why was he jealous? What was he jealous of? See if y'all remember. What was Set jealous of? Okay, we gotta go back. What was he jealous of? Why was he jealous of Osiris? Because he had a woman. Because he had Isis. Why didn't Set get Isis? Why Set didn't get no woman? The womb man, insecurity. What was wrong? What was wrong with Set? Why he couldn't get a woman? Because he was dusty. Reminds me of Scar and Mufasa from the Lion King. So this all started because of what? Dustiness? Okay. Whatever. And y'all be questioning me. Look, I'm going to tell you what happened. Yep, that's what happened. He was too dusty. Okay, sprinkle. He was too dusty. Okay. Set lacked respect. What else? Respect for who? The woman? You said what? Scar being as dusty. He wanted power of creation. How? Okay. So basically, he wanted to mate. But you can't mate if the woman don't want you, baby. Okay, just like Scar couldn't have no woman either. He was in the caves with the hyenas and stuff in the elephant graveyard. So he wanted to procreate. He wanted to do the do. But like Cardi B said, look, broke, doop, don't, never mind. This is not the channel for that. But he couldn't get none because he was dusty. So that's where it went wrong. So who do you think was the creator? If that was the narrative, to make somebody battle for you. Like Isis, like, okay, y'all, okay, there's Osiris and Set. Which one gonna get me? You know, which one gonna do what he gotta do? Who's gonna get to procreate? The woman. And so Set the Dusty was mad that he couldn't get to procreate. So he killed Osiris and took his pee-pee and threw it somewhere, right? I'm mad at that pee-pee. Because remember, that's what he was missing. Maybe, I don't know. So Set was mad and threw that Osiris's pee-pee somewhere. And so Isis searched all over the world, couldn't find it. Okay, so I'm not going to draw it because that's inappropriate, but he was mad. Because he had a woman. Dusty, I have no woman. I'm going to kill you and cut you up in a million pieces. All right. Sorry. That's what it is, right? So if y'all really break it down, that's what happened. So all them hoteps who be preaching, you know, whatever, if y'all only knew. So she had to replace Osiris's phallus. We're going to use the word phallus with a fish. And y'all know what fish is code for. And sea creature that eventually turns into a land creature, which then eventually turns into a, what you call it? Amphibian, which then eventually turns into a reptile, which then eventually turns into a man. Okay. So original man. He had to go get the original man and procreate with him to make Horus. So basically genetic engineering with original man's DNA combined with Osiris DNA. God and man combined. So she finna make a hybrid. Okay. So Horus is the hybrid. So Set still got to beat this one because Set's still super dusty. For the throne, y'all know what the throne is. It's the same thing. Same thing as the woman. Okay, so he wants the throne or the woman. And so Set still have to battle this. Just like Scar had to battle Simba. Still, he's still too dusty. He had a whole generation to level up and he couldn't. So he still gotta fight the sun now. The hybrid. He ain't even full. And he's still gonna lose. Because he's super dusty. Okay? So do y'all like my interpretation of it? Yeah? All right. I knew you would. So dust settles. Out. Dust settles. Okay. So here we go. Let's continue the story, shall we? There's different endings. So let's start with the trickery. Okay, Set wants to trick Heru or Horus. Either way. He has to trick him, right, into absorbing his DNA inside of him. Okay, so this is code for genetic engineering. So Set can't procreate because he's too dusty. So he has to figure out how to get his DNA inside of Horus because Horus be procreating. Okay. Horus be procreating, so he got to figure out how to get his DNA inside of Horus. Okay. Let me draw this better so y'all know what this is because I don't think y'all getting what I'm trying to tell you. Set wants to get his DNA inside of Horus by tricking him. Okay. By lying. All right. So he says lettuce is his. No. He says he wanted to do some acts with him to get his DNA inside of him. But Horus was like, no, you not. No, I know you lying. You ain't finna do all of that to me. You know. So he told Isis what Set was trying to do. He was trying to get me to take his DNA. I was like, I ain't finna do all of that. And so Isis came up with a plan because she don't like the Dusty. She said, this is what you got to do. His favorite food is lettuce. And so you need to put your DNA on his favorite food, and then you will be dominant over him. Right? So he went to get some lettuce, and he put his DNA and his lattice or his RNA on his DNA. Okay. And then he absorbed it when he ate his favorite food, lettuce, ladder, RNA, DNA. And Horus reigned dominant over Set. Okay. Now watch this. I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna break it down. Okay, now watch this. Now, while they were doing all of that genetic trickery, Thoth came and took the throne and reigned supreme while they were fighting, while the distraction was happening. Thoth came and reclaimed the throne. Watch the throne. You know how Thoth is? Tahuti. So he came to reclaim the throne. And who's Thoth? The trickster. Time. What? The one who has been the cosmic being. The one that was space-born. So Thoth would represent someone who is a old consciousness, an old mind, and he would sit on the throne, which would be the woman, or the throne, which means he would become king or pharaoh, which means the woman. Remember, this is a cosmic being. This is not a particular person. This is a otherworldly being. So, when an otherworldly being, someone with an otherworldly mind, someone with a crown, gets the woman, because the woman had to tell Horus how to trick Set. So who's the smartest one? Isis. Wait, hold on. So she knows stuff. Like she know what to do. She got game. Isis got game. Okay. Isis has game. So she had to tell them what to do. She did all the work. Basically, Isis is doing the whole thing. She's out there searching for her man, trying to put them back together. She goes and find another man and use his DNA to recreate her man, and then she has a son, and then now her son got a battle for the top position, and she tell her son how she running stuff. Period. Done. She got it. She is orchestrating all of it. And while they're distracted, another being is saying, this woman is smart. Look at her. She be telling them what to do. Without, I need a woman like that. And so while they over there fighting over her, Dusty and Dummy, sorry. This other guy, he comes along. He's like, look at here. I'm smarter than them and I got money because I have been here several times and I know how to get it. Period. I've been here many lifetimes. Okay. I'm smart too. What's up, Isis? Come on. So Thos takes the throne while Dusty and Dummy over there fighting. All right. So what is the moral to the story? Get your money and read some books. Get your knowledge and your money. Get your knowledge and get your money, get paid. Okay. Speaking of that, y'all need to come to that workshop. How to raise money for your business. Network with millionaires. Y'all need to get in that workshop so y'all don't end up dusty and dumb. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And if you end up dusty and dumb, it's your own fault. Because the story is there to tell you where things went wrong. Okay? And if you want to fix your reality in your world, you got to go back to where everything went wrong. And that is the dustiness. You can't be broke. And you can't be dumb. Because nobody will take your seat into the next generation. Or they don't want to. Or they wish they hadn't. All right. You said she went through all that to get a man. What WandaVision went through all that to get a man too. But y'all be watching it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Without that man, she did not have a reason to create. Like, what's she gonna create with no man? Who gonna look at her outfits? Who gonna look at her hair? So who gonna follow her around like a puppy dog? Okay, so that's why. So here you go. So let's go back to WandaVision since it's the same story basically. So Wanda, she needed the man to create her reality. Right? She wasn't finna go create this reality without this man. What's the point? You're gonna be walking around looking good for who? Nobody? Like, I don't even need to do my makeup today because ain't no man around her. Shoot, let me get some more cake. Ain't no man around here. I can get fat. Give me that scooter. I'm gonna go scoot around the grocery store and get my groceries. I mean, that is a reality, but do you want that reality? Those can transfer his consciousness. He sure can, because he's otherworldly. So what is the moral of the story? And where must we learn? What must we learn before we start to create our own reality and have our own standards and own rules, that we can't make that same mistake? The story can go several ways because we see it all the time. So what if Isis had chosen Set because she felt sorry for him? Okay, Set. And then Osiris is over here. Okay, Osiris is like the man, right? He's dominant. He's strong. So if Isis chooses Set because she feels sorry for him and they make a baby, Osiris is like, you know what? I'm just going to kill both of y'all. So everybody die, and then he dies too because he has no one to procreate with either. Okay. So that doesn't work. Let's see how else we can work this out. Okay, let's see. Set, or let's say Dusty, and Osiris. Or, yeah. And Isis. Okay, they both want the woman. Osiris ain't finna share. And he is not, and Set is not strong enough to beat Osiris unless he kills him. Right? He can't compete. No competition. So there's the dilemma. It's up to her. And Isis is a goddess. Okay? She's not Pygmalion. She thinks very highly of herself. So she's going to go for this one because she thinks very highly of herself. And this starts to create jealousy, insecurity, anger, madness, plotting, murder. Because he couldn't get in because he was dusty. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Caesar. Who is the god that was against Egypt in the Bible? Well, the god that was against Egypt in the Bible, well, if you think about it, like that's a whole nother story. That was the Moses story, right? And that's a whole nother story, but it's basically like politics. Politics, Republicans and Democrats. But we'll go into that another day. That's not what it is, but that's what I can equate it to. Like you're still the same nation, you're still the same country, but you're divided. It's like people who didn't like Trump. Okay, so I'll go into that another time. Thank you, Caesar. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So realize what you want and stay focused on the best option for you. That's right. And we've been brainwashed to think less of ourselves so that we can choose the latter, so we can choose Set, so we can choose the Dusty. Think about this for 2 seconds. Okay, this is what I do. This is why I do what I do on both channels. I told you it's all gonna make sense soon. So we've been programmed to think less and take less. Think about it, okay? If you're a goddess and you've been bombarded with programs Okay, because remember, this is our reality. You've been bombarded with programs to procreate with, the dusty. And so then we get a bunch of baby dusties or baby sets, right? What happens to Osiris? And what happens to this? There's never a need. There would never be a need, like, to make a hybrid, right? There would never be a need to make a hybrid because Set never killed Osiris. Because someone went back in their vision and said, if only the goddess had chose me, the dusty, we wouldn't be in this world that we are. We wouldn't be in that world. I would have the woman. And so there's worlds upon worlds that are trying to be built through vision, through programs, through television, through all these things. They're trying to recreate different scenarios, agendas, okay? And so remember that we're living in several realities at the same time, and they're trying to recreate them using programming. So you want to see how that show ends, go jump in line. You said the goddess need him too. But you got to figure out, this is the genius part of it. This is what Thoth did. This is why Thoth got the throne. Thoth figured it out. He's like, let me fix this whole thing because y'all stupid. Come here, woman. Okay. Okay, by this time, Osiris had already had Heru, right? And by this time, Heru already got his DNA inside a Set, right? So now they have a hybrid, which is the new throne. Okay. So this is the daughter, okay? Let's see. Okay, so Set plus Horus, or Heru, or whatever, they made a hybrid, which is the daughter of man. It's gonna get good now because these two made the new man. So the man from above, from the cosmos, came down and mated with the daughters of man and formed a new race called the who? The Anunnaki. Thoth, the angels, came down and procreated with the daughters of man. What did they make? Somebody donated. Oh, thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. I don't see it up here. It must not have come through yet. Oh, wait, hold on, I see it. Thank you, Saki. Shaky. What's going to happen to those who got the vaccine? I wish I would have seen this before. You saw what happened? They just play around with DNA. They're just playing around with DNA. So we'll see. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll all find out together, right? Anyway, I couldn't tell you. Okay, yeah, we already answered that one. Or we said we was going to talk about that later. Okay, so now the Nephilim. Okay, thank you. What did the Nephilim do? Mm-hmm. So this is what did the Nephilim do? Were they giants? Mm-hmm. What is giant code for? Okay, think about this. I know some of y'all are going to get this. So let's just say you're a little person, or you have a little frequency, or a little energy. Right? You little three people. Then you have this big person here. And this person eats this little person. Oh my gosh, I'm in a tummy. I'm going to eat this one too. Oh my gosh, I'm in the tummy too. And then, of course, they're going to eat this one too. He's in the tummy too. So there's this giant walking around with all of these little people's like energy or DNA inside of the giant, right? So this giant could also be the same thing as a body that can hold all sorts of energies, DNA, and people's cellular and DNA memory, right? A giant frequency, a range, a frequency range, a giant range, okay? Because remember, Tesla said, think of everything in the form of energy. And you'll understand what's going on. So, giants weren't literal giants. They were giant frequency ranges that can hold all frequencies of people's DNA. Okay. So Thoth created the children or the Nephilim with the daughters of the hybrid made from quote unquote Set and Heru, because that was a new type of man. I'm using all these different stories and I'm combining them so that you can see how they all fit together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they all are the same story, but I'm using the different characters from the different pantheons to show you how they're all the same story. Okay. Being retold over and over in different ways through different religions. Okay. So that's what happened. And so Thoth's children and also remember Thoth is a consciousness as well and has been many things before. If you think about it, the story, if you read the Emerald Tablets and read the story of Thoth, he's been many things. He's been everything. He's been here, he's been there, he's been everywhere. Okay. And when he came back, he figured out how to fix it. And that's what he did. And so until or free, tell men how to free themselves from this reality. Okay, he's told people how to free themselves from this version of reality so that they can either go out and create their own or explore other options. And so this is where we are now. You reading that book now? Okay, cool. Hmm. You said David and Goliath. David was a better manifester. Yep. So, you know, David freed himself basically from the giant by visualizing. Remember in the story, he visualized him. He had the faith, which means when you have faith in something, that means you see it happening and you don't have a doubt. Like, I know it's going to happen. He manifested to beat the giant. And so it's also code, okay? So with a stone, he hit him in the forehead with a stone. Okay, that's code in itself. So and then he fell. The giant fell, right? So the stone represents, the pineal gland. And David basically hit him with a pineal gland that took his frequency low, took the giant's frequency low. Okay. He killed him basically by taking down his frequency by hitting him with a certain type of stone, a low vibrating stone, a calcified stone. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So his power was severed, yes. I told y'all the Bible is code. So his power was severed. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Cain hit Abel on the head with a stone too. See? Told y'all. It's about the frequency. Everything is about the frequency. Got to get on that frequency to create that reality. So, mm-hmm. So if you, so you got, this is remember what I was telling y'all about the frequency and race and all that kind of stuff? Race is just a different range of frequencies. That's it. Like people think race is just a range of frequencies. Just like you go to Sephora and you see the foundations. And there's the lightest color to the darkest color. There's a range of spectrum. Okay. And so people were programmed. Thank you for the Cash App. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. Thank you, Perlia. Thank you too. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate that. So it's a range of frequency, like how much concentrated, of this color is in this foundation versus this foundation, and then you have, the agenda. Okay, well, let's make all these foundation colors think that they're totally, totally different and have them fighting amongst each other and not liking each other because they don't look the same. But who is the foundation for? Who is the makeup for? Okay. Who is this frequency for? And how do you get this frequency from that frequency? Which foundation color? This is the listen to this. This is the crazy part. This is Thoth. Which foundation color out of all the range has the power, the most power to create and influence. Okay. Which foundation color in the whole spectrum has the power to create and influence all the other colors? I'll let y'all keep guessing. Y'all say black, 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 black. Okay, so now let me tell you, I'm gonna draw it on my blackboard. I mean, my blackboard, my whiteboard. So you have Fenty. Let's use Rihanna. We're gonna use Rihanna because she got a lot of range. She was the first one to have one of the first ones to have the largest range of foundation colors in the store. So we're gonna use her, give her props. Okay. Riri. Okay, so you have the light foundation to the darkest foundation, right? Now, in between, you have all these other foundations. So there's two foundations, 1 and 2, and then there's all the ones in the middle. So which of all of these, including the ones in the middle, are going to have the most influence over these over here and these over here? Somebody said tan. This one right here. Thoth. This one is Thoth right here. The hybrid. Why? Because they have access to both sides. Look, all she got to do is say, hey, sis. Hey, sis. And then this sister will tell this sister. And this sister will tell this sister until it gets back to this sister. Until it gets back to this sister. Because this one is, crowned by Thoth. So the one in the middle that was created by this one and that one put together is going to be able to influence both sides, okay, at the same time, to rule like Thoth did while these two were fighting. It's black, it's white. The one in the middle is like, hey, you know what? If they're fighting about who's the best or, who's dominant over which one, and I'm just sitting here chilling, while they're distracted fighting, like Meghan Markle, right? While they're distracted fighting, Meghan Markle, now she takes the man. All right, here's where the story flips. So this is Meghan Markle now. Y'all see how it's all adding up? Meghan Markle say, you know what? I'm tired of this. I got, y'all. So she's like, okay, I'm going to go and procreate with Harry over here on this side of the spectrum, because his sister hooked me up, right? And so Meghan and Harry have a baby, right? What's his name? Archie. Ark of the Covenant. Noah's Ark. The Arch. Archie. So they have a baby named Archie, right? Who is the hybrid of these two. Okay. But they didn't offer Archie no protection because the protection would be the melanin, right? Because there is not a lot of pigment over here. So they said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you, Meghan. We ain't got no melanin. Sorry. We can't protect you. We ain't got no protects. So Meghan and Harry was like, oh my gosh, I'm not protected. I have to go back over here to America where there's the brown people because I don't like. We went to Africa first. And we got protects in Africa, and now we have to get. We're gonna go to America. Coming to America, darling. And Tyler Perry is going to give us protects because he's brown. He's like light, medium beige brown. He's like number 170 Fenty, like, you know. And so they didn't get no protects over there because there's no melanin over here in this Fenty. So, she thought, Megan thought, they was going to have some type of protects, but they didn't have enough protects. So she had to go over here because, this don't come with sunblock. Fenty don't have no sunblock in it, okay? Y'all like how I explain things? So Fenty does not have sunblock. Like, I ain't putting that sunblock in there, okay? It's going to mess up the formula because it's stank, So that's why they had to come all the way. They had to go to America. They went to Africa first, of course, and they come to America, where we have enough range right here in this Fenty section where you don't need sunblock, and you're protected, and y'all could still look like a family, not like the Cosby Show, okay? Then, if I protect you, you got to go do Oprah, though, okay? If I protect you and let you live in my house, we got to make a deal. Got to go do Oprah. Deal? Okay. So they had to go. Had to go to Oprah and tell their story. Retell the story again and again, except in reverse. The reversal of the story. Here we go. So this would be this. The reverse. Reverse the curse. There you go. So that's what happened. So Megan was like Thoth. She went and got the crown, and she was out. Remember I told y'all she was slick in my other channel? I said, Megan knows what she's doing. She's slick. She's going to get that crown or that crown status or that royalty status, because everybody will always remember her getting married to a royal. That doesn't go. Whether her title is gone or she's not even a princess, she had on a tiara on a screen on TV in front of the whole world and married a prince. Therefore, what is she? Thoth, royalty. While everybody arguing about her title and arguing about black, white, Fenty 170 or Fenty whatever, 70. She went over there, got the throne, took her man, and brought him to America, got to live in Tyler Perry's house, and then got to be on Oprah. Who's bad? Y'all know it was coming back as a woman, did you? So she married a duke or whatever. Everybody, Prince, Duke, we don't care, whatever. His name had Prince in it. Remember, it's about the memory, not the actuality. It's about how it's remembered. Like, how is somebody going to tell this story? Oh, Meghan Markle married the prince and she was a princess. That's how it's going to get told. That's how it's going to be remembered. They're not going to put all the extra details in there. Those get left out because you're only visualizing it. So when you see symbols, you don't get this or that. Okay, there's no symbol for this lady who's wearing a tiara marrying this guy who looks like a prince, and because his mama and grandmama got on crowns. There's nothing in that vision that says Dutch and Duke. It says crown. Okay, remember, symbols tell the story. Image tells the story, not the little specifics. Okay, so guess what? Don't be mad. It's just what it is. That's why I told you everything that comes out in the media is code. They're telling you something. They're telling your story. They're trying to get you to remember it. When they show you something, just like they showed Wanda all those reruns of those old TV shows, they were programming her on how to recreate a reality and what they wanted her to create or recreate. Had she had different types of TV shows, she may have recreated a different type of reality. So be careful what you're watching and listening to, because you're going to start to recreate that reality. That's why I don't watch certain ratchet shows, because I don't want a ratchet life. That's why they took certain shows off the air, so you don't recreate certain types of reality that they don't want. Somebody say Cosby Show. Exactly. Y'all are focusing on the wrong thing. And so, like Harry, he's neutral because he's a redhead. Okay. He's the neutral character. Like he can go either way. He's like, I don't care. Just I'm going either way. Whatever. We don't want to be here. Let's go. I'm good. So that's why this whole thing has gone down. You say coming to America too. Exactly. Once again, it's the same story over and over. Mary and Jesus. Oh, we gotta flee because Mary is having a baby, and they trying to find him, and he ain't got no protection. So we gotta go. Okay, come on, Mary, Joseph, Jesus. Let's go. We gotta go to a whole nother land. Okay, they had to go in the manger, which is Tyler Perry's house, from protection from the elements. Okay, so Tyler Perry is the manger. Okay, then we have the three wise men that got to come and give them some gifts. So who are the three wise men in this case? Jay-Z, Tyler Perry. So they don't all have to be men. They just, people. Beyonce or, it was Beyonce or Oprah, because, I remember she put Meghan Markle's picture up there on the video and whatnot. So those are the three wise men that gave them refuge and welcomed them into America. You said in Oprah. Mm-hmm. And then Oprah was the one who told the story. Oprah was the one who told the story, got the story. You know how like they wrote the Bible and put that story in the Bible? She documented it. So Oprah was kind of also playing the scribe role. Thank you, Miss A. Sprinkle Sprinkle. Shira, does this mean Megan understand code? Oh yeah, of course. They all do. She's an actress. Yeah, of course she does. Sprinkle Sprinkle. So all of them do. All of them do. And if they're new to the game, somebody's teaching them and they're learning. There you go. You said the Samaritan Magi from Rockefeller Records. Right. You said Oprah is Rafiki. Y'all are so silly. Like I said, like while everyone's arguing over race, it's the middle one. That's why Kate Middleton was mad, because Meghan Markle just literally just went right in there and been like, Kate who? Kate what? You ain't no middle nothing. I'm the middle. That's why it all went down. I'm telling you, it's all orchestrated. And y'all, so the story can be told, the symbols have to be put in place. The words and the symbols have to be correct in order for the story to be the same. It's all in place. So if the stories all, if the names add up, the stories add up, then it's going to all make sense later on. Wait till you see the finale. Wait till y'all see what happens for real after. Wait till y'all see what y'all haven't been seeing. and y'all gonna be like, oh my gosh, Shira said that. I know Shira said that. Oh my gosh. She wasn't crazy after all. I'm Rafiki. Okay, because Rafiki always knew. And he was just waiting on everybody else to know. I'm like, waiting in that tree, chilling. Okay. He's like, I'm waiting on y'all because y'all behind, And every generation, he holds little Simba up. He healed, the next one, the little daughter. Remember, they had a daughter. Simba and Nala had a daughter. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And remember when Rafiki hit Simba over the head? That was Thoth, crowning him, giving him his mind with that staff. And then when him and Nala made it, hybrid daughter of Thoth. Done. That's all it is. It's the same story over and over. That's why I'm like, I don't watch TV. It's the same story. I'm tired. Just different characters. Okay, it's all the same stories over, retold with new characters. And I'm like, okay, when we're rewriting the story, we got to rewrite the story. We got to make up some new stuff. It's like this reality is only going to keep going around so often until we figure out we're reliving the same story over and over and over with different characters. So what's the new story? That's why people keep trying to go into space. They're trying to be space born because they have to be reborn out of this matrix, out of this reality to go do another one. They want to start their own WandaVision show with their own characters and their own story so they don't have to keep remaking all the stories over and 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 over. And they need an escape. They need an escape pod. They need somebody to get them about the matrix. They need, a Morpheus character to come get them out the matrix. So they need to wake up first and realize that everything is the same over and over and over. That's it. And so many people, since the world is that people are able to say, okay, well, this world is whatever, and we're tired of it. So let's get up out of here. who's in charge of the mission to get us up out of here? Who's going to help with the mission to get us up out of here so we can go create our own world? Because those who are awake are tired of the same story. It's like watching the same movie over and over and over, but different people are playing the roles with different outfits on, with different names, in different settings. But the moral of the story remains the same. So someone has to trick everybody in a major way. This is why I said that's why they're allowed to trick you and lie to you. Because if you're tricked and lied and distracted, the work can get done. But those and by figuring out the trick and the lie, that's how you wake up. Okay. And that's how you stop being distracted. So that's why Thoth is known as the trickster, because you have to get tricked in order to be like, wait a minute, something ain't right. Then you start your research process. Then you try to figure out what is not right. Then that's when it begins. Your story, your path to ascension up out of here. Remember, everything is a distraction to keep you from realizing that you are where you probably have been so long, and you keep being retold the story over and over and over again. Like in the Truman Show, how people would play the same or different roles. He's like, hey, aren't you the dude? You know, he thought he saw his dad because his dad was playing another role as an extra or something, like in the garden or something. He's like, Dad, is that you? And then he had to like run and disappear because they keep playing, you know, it's the same story, but with different roles and different characters. So you gotta, when he started to wake up, that's when he found his way out. But he had to wake up first. He had to question things first. He had to start seeing the synchronicities. He started timing stuff with his watch. He started trying to do different things and seeing all, you know, people making a big deal out of it. Like people are trying to do the government right now. They keep doing these things, and the government are like, no, you can't do that. Like, why not? Why we got to do this? Why we got to do that? And so they start implementing what they call fake stuff to keep you thinking that it's real. Like, remember how they would use the fake storm and make the fake hurricane? And they would say, oh, all the trips have been canceled. You can't go to Fiji, you know, making up stuff. And so he's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to get in this canoe if I have to. And I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to find the truth. I'm going to find the answer. I'm going to keep sailing. I'm going to get on a ship and I'm going to sail up out of here. Sorry. So he got on this little boat and he sailed up out of there. Period. Because he was bored. And he had been there since birth. So he didn't even know it was a fake world. He was like, dang, I thought this was real. But it wasn't. So, and you know, that was the end. They didn't show what was outside the door, but they showed that he got free. That's all they showed. I'm free. Because what's outside the door is whatever was outside the door. Whatever he created his life to be after that, that's what it was. Yeah, I gotta go. You got 5 minutes, y'all. I set my alarm so that I won't go over. So that's us. We're in that type of reality. And some of us don't know that it's not real, and some of us do. Some of us know how to get in and get out. Some of us be leaving clues. Some of us be telling people. Some of us know all, not all, but a lot of the answers. Mhm. Some of us learn as we go. Some of us, everybody's on different levels, but we've all seen certain movies that have been trying to wake you up. Like, see those type of movies? They're different than the same old, same old. You see, of the same story. They're different. That's why you could tell reality is shifting because you're getting like the Matrix. You're getting Truman Show. You're getting all these fake reality, type of shows with the science in it that is not like, the reruns that keep going over and over. This is like the wake up time. So we get new chapters. Mhm. Or how to get up out of here. Or, it's like the same, but it's more modern so that you can relate to it more. That's what I'm saying. And what you create next is what you create next. But you have to get out of here to go do that. Mhm. And see, I'm telling you guys, a lot of stuff is code. And they use the words to distract you. A lot of stuff is code, and they use the words to get you off the path. And the reason that they use code is so you can figure it out. And so you can see how everyone else is off the path so that you know how to get them back on. I promise you. So it's genius, actually. So if you know that something is code and you see that that code is also a distraction, if you were to tell the people what the code was, either A, they would believe you, or B, they would go do the research and get the information themselves, or C, they won't believe you. So now there's two more paths that I would create versus the one path that you're on. So if I were to tell you, then you have a choice on which path to take after that. So, and then certain words are trigger words as well. Like no matter what you say, that word will trigger something in you to put up a defensive wall to not hear anymore. And so you're not going to be able to move past that unless your emotions are imbalanced and you're here for the knowledge. Thank you, Divine Goddess Sprinkle Sprinkle. What website can I go to learn decoding? Well, you can start on my Patreon, just decode with Ashira or decoding with Ashira. Just go to Patreon and type that in. I kind of break down a little bit, but you need symbols. You need a lot of stuff. Just so much. I have books in there. I have the symbolism encyclopedia. I have breakdown of symbolism. You just need a symbolism book. You need to know alchemy, hermetics. Not all of it, but just need to reference it. You need to know how to go Google and research stuff because I don't know all of these things. I just Google it or research it when I need it. So you just need to put the puzzle together slowly. It's going to take a while for you to understand the code on a certain level, but there's levels to code. There's just like there's levels to words. Words may mean 20 different things if you use code. One word may mean 20 things if you use code, if you're using code, depending on how you're using it. It's a symbol. The word becomes a symbol at a certain point. So, for example, someone asked me about some pedo gate. Okay, pedo means child, right? What is a code? A child is a small person. A small person is a small frequency, right? So what frequency is the smallest on the planet of people? that range of Fenty colors. Which frequency on that range would be the lowest or the smallest? Okay. Because I'm telling you, everything is code. That's how they talk. Talk in code. Y'all are gonna be gone on a whole other, path when they're escaping on the other path. Y'all gonna be all the way over here when they all the way over there because they fooled y'all with code. Okay, so yeah. There you go. Remember we talked about the Russian dolls, Noah's Ark, things like that. How one doll has to be put inside the other doll, or all, the different types of animals have to be put on the ark, and they all have to go inside here, I have to go inside here, or they all got to go inside the Russian doll. It's the same thing. So the smallest doll goes inside, right? And so on and so forth. So that would be the child, right? This would be the baby doll. And the mama doll would be the big doll, right? So the mom is hiding the baby, like Mary was hiding Jesus. Okay. So you got a pregnant lady, big belly, with, let's say she have twins or triplets or whatever. Let's just say she got some babies, right? So, or we have a Russian doll with the little one in there, the small one, the medium one, and the large one, and then the extra large, which is the mother, right? So children. Okay. So now we have, okay, this will probably be white. Maybe Italian or Arab or something, Kim Kardashian. Then we have, Indian. We have like Hispanic, Native, Then we have, brown, and then black. The spectrum. Okay. And so in order to go up higher in the atmosphere, like a rocket, you got to be coated with melanin, right? They spray that rocket with melanin, right? Little rocket, little people inside the rocket, little men inside the rocket that's coated with melanin that has to blast through the ionosphere and get up out into the cosmos, into outer space, because the radiation from the sun is too hot and it's not going to work out for them. So it's the same thing. So they have to get inside the ship. The ship must be coated with melanin, melanin, in order for them to escape. To escape the world, I got to enjoy this simple dance. Seemed like everything was on my side. Blood on my side. I told y'all Michael Jackson. Blood on the dance floor. Okay, so that's the story. Exactly. I gotta go now. So I hope y'all learned something. I gotta go. Quantum, I already talked about the quantum entanglement way to do this with the WandaVision. So y'all should just go watch the beginning if y'all just came in. You can visually create a ship You can remember a ship. You can create a ship in your visual with a group of people. It can be agreed upon. It could be a meeting. It could be like, you come live in my house, Prince Harry and or Duchess and or no title people, Harry and Meghan, y'all can come in my house. That's symbolic of going into their ship. That's the protection. It's an agreement. It's a neuron of energy firing in the brain out to the universe as a signal, manifesting it in another reality, therefore quantum entanglement. Okay, so that's what it is. Like it's like, whoa, wow, this information. And that's the simplest way I can explain it. Quantum entanglement means that it's like WandaVision. In her memory, in her mind, is all the information needed to create a new reality on a whole nother, you know, in a whole nother place. So she's going to take that information and go over here and recreate that reality. And those people are going to exist over there like Vision did, even though he ain't over here no more because he's dead. She took his essence, his energy, and quantum tunneled and entangled him with her mind and her memory in her mind, so to recreate him, to remember him like Isis did Osiris. Quantum physics. Okay? That means it's my time to go. So I'll see y'all later. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It is my birthday tomorrow. Yay! I made it to another year. You're obsessed with that show? I gotta go finish watching that show. Maybe I'll do that tonight. So remember, manifest, create your reality. Don't forget that you have that power. You can create relationships and quantum entangle yourself with certain people to get out there and put yourself somewhere else so that your creations can manifest triple and double, baby. Triple, double, quadruple. If you're out there manifesting over here, that you're manifesting over there, the same thing. Imagine how powerful you can become. I'm going to manifest for myself to manifest over there, the same thing I'm manifesting over here, so that all the versions of me are manifesting the same thing at the same time, creating a huge frequency. So I know I'm going to get what I want, period. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Now you need an imagination to even fathom that. Okay, so if you really want to super duper manifest, imagine yourself selves look, it goes on and on. Like it's amazing how far it goes out and how powerful you are, and you just don't realize it. Like, I don't even want to do it because I don't, if I get what I want, what am I going to do next? It's fun teaching other people until now. Like, you ever thought about if you got what you want, you wouldn't even be here? I wouldn't even be on YouTube. I'm like, forget y'all, I'm out. Forget y'all, I'm out. Y'all have fun figuring it out. So, but it's getting closer. People are figuring it out. So people can also tell other people. I'll be in and out like on the Matrix. I'll come back and check on you if I get to that time. When I decide that I'm going to do that, I'll be back and forth like Neo. I'll come check in on you. Hey, how you all doing over here? Yeah. Thank you, LEC Sprinkle Sprinkle. Happy birthday and thank you for everything. You're welcome. You said facts. If I had really, I wanted, I would not be here. Exactly. Y'all, so many people say, "Oh, she's here because she's half." No, I don't have to be. Believe, I'll be gone. Mm. Manifesting another. I'm telling y'all, the imagination goes in. The imagination is infinite. That's why it's powerful. You are limited on 3D, but your imagination is not limited. Think about it. Like, if you were a very smart person, how would you create a giant frequency in order to manifest what you want if you know what you know now? So why you got to seek knowledge so you can know how to imagine. Like, if there's multiple millions and infinite versions of myself and I want to manifest something, I'm going to use myself infinitely to manifest what I want in every reality. And that frequency is going to be so huge that I know I'm getting it. You see? There's no doubt with that. If you know how science works, and you know how imagination works, to say that you don't get it is stupid. It's dumb. It's like, are you serious? Do you not see all the evidence and facts here? You would be, that would be like saying, that would be like answering something wrong that's so obvious. Like, what's the number to 911? I forgot it. I don't know the number to 911. Can somebody please tell me? You're going to walk around your whole life searching for the number to 911. You're gonna be like this. Where are my glasses? I can't find them nowhere. Please, I made some lost flyers for my glasses. If has anyone ever seen them, there's a reward out for them. Where are you going to look for my glasses? Every day I've gotten up to look for my glasses, and I'm going to go find them. Wish me luck. Oh, by the way, what's the number to 911? Oh, God, that's what people sound like when they say they're unable to get their manifestation when they have this knowledge. It doesn't work. If science proves that you will get it. So why do you doubt? When you start doubting, then you change the science. You change the frequency. You change the experiment. You're the variable now. So you're going to get a different outcome because you sitting there saying something that's proven to work is not going to work. So now you've changed it. The stimulus. Shoot, you the stimulus. You done checked out. You the stimulus check out. Okay, people, never mind. We'll go into that later because that's a whole nother thing. That stimulus check. All right, I'll see y'all later. Let's see if y'all can figure out the stimulus check. Just listen to the words, stimulus check. Write it down on a piece of paper over and over and over until you start really understanding and seeing what that means. All right, I'll see y'all later.